welcome to Jadekine Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I will be unboxing some more Dwarven Forge. Now this is the Underdoom Adventure Pack in standard cavern paint from Caverns Deep. And this is one that they're probably never going to restock. But the pieces in it, they will, or hopefully will. So the first thing that this is really promoting is their mailing list. The only reason I was able to get this is because I found out through watching their live, some of their live streams that they do on Twitch, but also if you're signed up for their mailing list, every so often they say, hey, we're going to have at this time a bunch of restocks that are very limited number of units. Whenever they ship stuff out, they reserve a few in case there are things that get lost in the mail, damaged, whatever happens. And then eventually they're like, okay, nothing happened, let's now send out our reserve. And so they'll have maybe 5 or 10 units of something go on sale, and they're only available for a very limited period of time. And you gotta swoop in there and grab them. And I am so glad I was aware of it. If you sign up for their mailing list, you will be. And I was able to grab this because it has crystal caverns. Just one piece. There's some other cool stuff in there I'd like too. But crystal caverns is another thing. Well, I guess I'll see if I like it as much as I think I will. So let's take a look here. This is the main piece I got this for. There's some other cool stuff in here that should be neat. But, I'm like... And see how long this has been sitting around. It has the old thank you letter. I wanna jump right into this piece. So just as is, just no light. Remove both of these. We got all these crystals and veins through the rock. We also got the switch. And then a remote. It is double bagged. Has its battery box too. One of these was in there off to the side, I wonder. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but I figure I'll show you what the inside looks like real quick while I have it apart. I flipped this switch, which controls these ports here that I can plug lights into, which I didn't even remember were on this. I didn't flip this switch, which controls the lights in it. So I'll put it back together. Still added, 5 or 6 minutes maybe, just taking the screws out to check. So that is the switch for this. But that is a good reminder, there are 2 switches to turn on, which means 2 switches you gotta make sure are turned off. So you can use a remote and set what color you want it to be. Or you could have it strobe or fade or just white. But yeah, so this is the main piece that I wanted. And it brings up the other thing that you could, that would be good to do. If this looks interesting to you, as it does and has to me, add the set that is the combination of these to your wish list. Let Dwarven Forge know, because the community is trying to get them to reprint the set that has this, as well as a few different versions of it. We're calling for it, but they're all like, I don't know. It's an expensive one to produce, and I'm sure it is. But we gotta let them know there's demand for it. Alright. Now, while we're at this, I think there's gotta be whatever plugs in here. Oh, here they are. Then there are 4 of these little crystal clusters that are just their modular wall sockets, so you can put them anywhere you have a modular wall, or a whatever wall socket for light, and have glowing crystal coming out of wherever. And of course, even if you turn them all off, they still look cool even without being lit up too. So there are also options, which also means you can have them off. And then you can, something happens and, oh no, the crystal started glowing red and like something's happening in the game. Or they could be going and, oh no, they've lost their power. You can use them to motivate the story and tell players, doing good, doing bad. So next you have in-game purpose. You can use them for your story. And this is whatever. Equivalently, roughly a 4x4. Obviously cut in here, but otherwise roughly a 4x4 space. And there are 2 more of those crystals for the walls, so like I said, if you have other walls that accept that, which common part of their modular pieces, then you have things to put them. Here we got one of the little wall inserts, and it's the one that has metal embedded right here. So you got your magnet piece, you can stick it to the wall. Again, this magnetic piece that looks like there's a little crystal in it can magnet to whatever or sit on the ground. But yeah, so you got that. Oh, and I wanted to point out, I noticed with this here, the actual crystal has transparency, so like light will go through the crystal on this little magnetic piece too. So that was cool. Then we have this and this, which are a couple of floor sockets. And for them, we have a matching piece. And one for the other floor socket. And of course the point with doing this is now this top part can go on a different floor base. Like there are ones that are inline in a dungeon or whatever may have you. Or you can put something different from those on top of this. But this kind of green pulsing light, or whether that's an orb or an eyeball or whatever it may be. And when on here, it just looks like continued this sort of basalt layer that continues up, and it's like this growth on top of this pile of rock. I don't know. Illuminating orb. Which again, it could be left blank and dull, and maybe the players do something and you flip the switch, it starts watching them. We get a couple of these, which same width to fill a space, the thing here, but a bit taller, so that like the other, whenever you have like the passageways, it'll fill the space. You can set it on top of the floor to have a little crawl space, but also if you set it beside it, it's taller, so that if, let's say, you had like a river or something, you can have this be passage that goes through that, and it will still line up at the top. So this piece that I'm using for examples is just from the previous set. Just pulled it out. Likewise, I guess I have this. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should turn back a few and do some scale examples while it came to my mind. This eye is like the height of a person. There's the size of this crystal on the magnetic wall. And of course, when you get someone up here, there's a few definite spaces here. But just some scale reference. Continuing with the basalt crystal pattern that was on the floor sockets, we have this piece. This two battery things to pull out means 2 switches, or I think in this case a double switch. So this can be white light, or this can be red flickering light. So obviously this could work with some of the inserts. I have the set from the castles as things that go on the floor, or it just, it has like enough texture here that it just looks like, like there's stone with light underneath it. And of course this is a 4x4 piece for the caverns. Grabbing this here. From the set, of course, it'll blend right in with things that way. Or if you continue off of something like this. The final couple of pieces that we got in here. I think are about the same. Yes. We got 2 of this piece that has what looks like this clear kind of crystalline structure on the bottom, and what looks like the rough general texture that is flat on the top. Yeah, some movement around there. But it also has these like horns growing out of it, and on the bottom like veins growing in from that, which, useful on its own, some weird platform, but is there a specific way it fits exactly, or is it just kind of loosely the same shape? There is a way that it fits exactly. So I'll line up this keyed indent here with this one right here. And it continues this light up through this section, so it looks like this section of floor like has bursted up and is like expanding here. Oh, and the red flickering one looks mighty violent and mad when when it's pulsing up through this piece here that catches the light. So yeah, a variety of fun pieces, exciting stuff with lights. While this set specifically is unlikely to be available again, ideally all of the pieces will be. Some of them are easily available. Some of them they've already announced packs for how they're going to be available coming up within the next year or whatever. And then there's the Crystal Caverns that we're still trying to convince them. Go to Dwarven Forge's Discord, and there's a request section. Everybody, go tell them we want Crystal Caverns. Because otherwise, I was lucky for signing up for their email list and being able to get the notice, and then just being blessed to be one of the people that was able to snag one before the small number that went in sold out. And so I was able to get a cool Crystal Caverns piece, but it's a single one. And while a single one is cool, it's not nearly as cool as like being able to fill a room with them if I could get a bunch. So I still want more. And there are other different ones that look different than this. There are corners. I think there's a center one. There's a bunch of different things that they did. And I missed out. The Crystal Caverns Kickstarter was the last one before I'd started really looking seriously at Dwarven Forge. So I didn't get it. And now I am sad. But it is a beautiful piece. And then there's lots of other cool light up pieces in here that make for fun stuff. And that is fun. So I will link to Dwarven Forge's website where you can pick up what they do have available. Or again, follow them and demand for them to make more Crystal Caverns. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.